Jessica Taneja of DT India joining us live on this big story. Jessica, tracking it closely. So the Rivera of Middle East template by President Trump with the stern warning to Hamas, hell to pay, quote unquote. Jessica, share more details and where is this coming from and what could be the implications, the broader implications here?
Well, if you see the fragile ceasefire that has been continuing for a while now and talks to be held in Qatar, and what we've seen so far from President Donald Trump is a repeated warning for Hamas when it comes to hell to pay or in order to suggest that there has to be lasting peace wherein the Gaza plan of reconstruction, according to him and his idea, was to make it into a Middle East Riviera, as we've been reporting in the last few days. Now, if you'd look at the recent developments when it comes to how the Arab leaders are meeting, and in the recent past, especially when Egypt is leading the efforts when it comes to a plan that would rebuild Gaza. We know that plan now in a 90-page glossy document. It talks about investing $54 billion in the next several years, with several phases laid out as to how that will be executed when it comes to countering Trump's Middle East Riviera plan. But amidst all of this chaos, of course, considering what the people of Gaza want at this point is at the heart of the issue as well, because according to Trump's plan for reconstruction, it would require to displace them, which the Arab leaders certainly don't agree on. And according to their new plan for Gaza, which was released just yesterday, they seem to suggest that it has to house the people of Gaza while also continuing to rebuild those efforts, rebuilding efforts of Gaza, starting with the removal of rubble. And it's going to take several years. But the stability of the region is what matters at this point. And the emphasis on the stability and the precise, how do I say, importance of not witnessing another war in the region is important to those rebuilding efforts.
Right. The stability of the region, Jessica, as you pointed out, clearly hangs in balance. But what we also do know is that US and Israel have vehemently rejected the Arab leaders' Gaza peace plan. So there's this larger question of where is this potential long-term truce going, or is it actually in the vision, considering the kind of lines that have come from the President Trump's administration?
That's correct, Sakul, and we have received and heard of reports suggesting that the Arab leaders insist on a two-state solution for Palestine, which of course is not in agreement with Israel at all. Until that conflict or sort of point of argument, so to say, or point of friction continues to persist, there will not be much movement when it comes to ceasefire or any kind of peace in the region, which has seen displacement of more than 2 million people, and their lives continue to be affected daily, with 8 trucks not being allowed to enter Gaza and many other roadblocks that threatens their very existence. Certainly, who gets to rule Gaza after this, or govern, if I may put it in better words, Gaza after this, with Hamas continuing to maintain the stance that they will not disarm themselves. They will not disarm at any point, and Israel demanding that this is one of the necessary, this is one of the requirements, alongside, of course, Hamas not having any political ambitions. So setting up a governing structure for the region is also important. And with this continued point of friction where two-state solution is at the heart of emphasis for the Arab leaders, but in complete disagreement for Israel. And with now Donald Trump at the helm of affairs, who he did recently meet with the hostages, the American-Israeli hostages that they were released. This is perhaps what it will lead to in the future: American interests and American transactionalism, and what it sees best in the entire gamut of geopolitics we're witnessing right now.
Yes, Jessica aptly put it, the American transactionalism. Having said that, one final question very quickly. in your understanding, there are risks involved getting Hamas to the negotiating table. You have now US saying that, yes, we are ready to sit down and talk to you and negotiate. This could have risks involved.
Well, it's certainly a break away from what we've seen in the recent past, especially engaging or holding talks with an organization which the Americans list as a terrorist, as designated terrorists, Hamas, and direct talks with them, and that to two that have taken place in the recent past in Qatar. We're given to understand which has been hosting the talks for ceasefire negotiations between, but not that we've seen even Steve Witkoff, who is the special envoy of America for the Middle East, engage in direct talks. It's Adam Boehler who's leading the talks and the negotiation for the hostages, who has had two engagements or say talks with the Hamas side. So we'll have to wait and see on what those talks really are able to achieve at this point. But with the current situation that is unfolding, it is certain that there will be a point where we'll see a breakthrough from the recent past of traditions on how wars and conflicts are resolved. One will only have to wait and see in 2025 how that sort of takes shape.
Yeah, right. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Jessica Taneja, for sharing those details, and how this is going to pan out from here could be anybody's guess. Thank you, meanwhile. Thank you.